Isn't it always better to stay prepared well in advance for any examination that you're preparing for rather than wait towards the end, make some strategies, and try to crack the examination in one go? Hi guys, I'm Ayushi, your mentor for law entrance exams, and welcome to Law Digest. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about NLSAT examination. So, not really about the examination. I'm going to share some tips, those 5 major pointers that you need to keep in mind right away if you're preparing for this examination, so that by the end of it, when we reach April 2023, you're better prepared and you know exactly how to handle your examination. So firstly, what is the first thing that you have to do? The very first and foremost and important thing is that you have to read newspapers. You have to be consistent with the newspapers throughout. Why? Because it will help you handle your current affairs section, legal current affairs section, and essay section. All these things will get covered if you are updated. You will know what is going around, you will be updated with the legal affairs, and you will have content to write in the essay. So even if the essay is not relating to the topic directly that you've probably read about, but then at the same time you will at the end of the day have facts, because you must have developed that level of base knowledge about the circumstances that are prevailing in the country. So as it is, newspaper in any day is very good for your individual well-being and knowledge, so to say. And you will stay updated, you will keep abreast with the legal developments or political developments, whatever developments are happening in the country. So first thing, reading newspaper is very important. Then secondly, read articles. For articles, I would say pick up legal magazines, pick up legal articles online, read as much as you can. You can read more books as well. Constitution पे आप कुछ books पढ़ सकते हैं. Read some books on constitution, because that will also give you a broad understanding as to how the democracy of India functions. What is the main premise that everything is based on. Now with reading, what will happen is, the more you read, the more speed you will gain. The more speed you will gain, you will be able to read the passages in the question paper and formulate the answers. It's because in part B you will have case studies to read about. There'll be long case studies. For part A, there'll be passages that you have to read. So it's very important to read, to read from this point of view, that you're understanding what the author is trying to say, you're understanding the interpretation that the author is trying to give. So read very well. Then the third thing I would say is manage your time. Practice questions, read passages. When you read more, you will understand कि कितना time लग रहा है आपको. You will understand how long do you take to read a 500 passage, 500 word passage. So read with a timer, so that you know how long you take. Practice questions, practice writing answers, write your answers and see the timing. Basically, you have to manage your time well, because at the end of the day, this examination is a lot about timing. I've seen people who have reached up till the interview stage, but eventually their total came out to be lesser than the others, because probably they did not write well in part B. They didn't have the time to complete the whole paper for part B. So even if you're not completing the paper, you're qualifying for the interview, but then at the end, aggregate अगर हम देख रहे हैं, तो people who have scored less in part B, they are falling short of marks. So speed is very important. Develop that speed, develop your reading speed, develop your writing speed. It all will come through practice, and you have good amount of 9-10 months abhi, so you can practice as much as possible. So my third point would be managing your time, speeding up things. Then the fourth point I would say is practice legal reasoning. You have to read case studies and understand how to write answers. I've put up videos on YouTube before this as to how to handle part B questions. I've discussed the 2022 paper as well, wherein I've told you कि पार्ट बी में जो क्वेश्चंस आए हैं उनके आंसर कैसे लिखने हैं. बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स, many students, they keep asking where will we find the part B question paper. NLS did not release it, but I've, in my video where I've discussed the paper, I've told you what were the questions, what basically did they ask. So go through that video. That video is a must for everyone, and I've told you how to write answers. Further, if you're looking forward to practice case studies, you can check our website www.lawdigest.in. We've provided a module for you for NLSAT specifically. It is not a module ki DU LLB or CLAT or whatever module that we are giving. We've just renamed it as NLSAT and selling it to you. That is not the case, because NLSAT, I feel, is an examination that requires utmost importance. The pattern is different, and we have to prepare for it like in the manner that this examination is going to be held. So it is very important कि passages form में आप practice करें, practice those questions in passages form, write those case studies. In the module I've given you passages, case studies, essays, English, everything has been covered. So there will be about 100 case studies that you will get in that module. I've also provided you with the answers, that if you're appearing for the party or against the party, what will be your arguments. So a directional based answers, case studies are there. You will have those answers with you. You can probably on a piece of paper frame your own answers and compare with the ones that we have given to see if you're able to reason things out well. So this is how you will be able to practice reasoning. It is very important to develop those reasoning skills. For people, if you don't want to enroll for the course, I would say there's no material as such available for NLSAT specifically. There's no book as such. Probably you can check up GMAT material. They won't have a legal touch to it. The questions won't have a legal touch to it per se. But then they will be sort of problem solving questions, case studies in another sense, in situational questions will be there. So you can probably practice those to sharpen your reasoning skills, because at the end of the day you have to reason things out. It does not really require that you know the law as such for these questions. No prior knowledge of law is required. Just that thoda basic, if you would know, it helps in understanding the context. And even if you're practicing your reasoning well, then you'll be able to handle these questions because they're not that tough. Then coming on to the final pointer, the final tip that I have for you is write essays. I've prepared a video, I've uploaded a video on my channel. You can check on essays, what is the way that you have to write an essay, how you should go about writing an essay. Go through that video. Practice essays. One thing I would say, when you're reading the newspaper, mark down important topics every day so that by the end of the year you have a compilation of your topics. The list is there so that you don't have to look up in the past कि क्या टॉपिक्स इंपॉर्टेंट है, what has been in news, what all do we need to write essays on. You will have that list ready with you if you are consistent. This examination is about being consistent. So just write down those topics and write. You can write one essay a day. It won't take that long. In the examination also, they're not asking you for a 2000 word essay. It's just basic 500 word essay that you have to write. And so just practice writing essay. Go through the guidelines that I've mentioned in the module. We're already providing you with a lot of essays. Whatever the important topics are, we are covering them mostly, so that you have your content ready, that how are you supposed to write an essay. It's very basic. I've given those pointers to you, that you have to start with an introduction and there has to be opening line. You have to explain, you have to pick out keywords, explain them, then come to the situation that is at present, describe the problem that we are addressing to, and then come to the conclusion. So it has to be a very well structured essay. Go through the response guidelines. The NLS has provided them in their sample papers. It's available on their website. Go through those directions, what they are expecting out of you, and start preparing and functioning in that manner. And I'm sure this examination, it might have less seats, but at the same time, if you adopt the correct approach, you might be able to make it. And if you're able to make it, nothing like it. So this is basically what I have to tell you regarding those 5 tricks that I had for you. In future we'll be coming out with more videos. We keep uploading videos rather for NLSAT, for other examinations as well if you're preparing for them, although I would say that you should and must have a backup. So keep following us here, because the kind of videos we upload, they'll really help you in your examination. And also follow us on Instagram, where we keep uploading lot of interesting legal content on a daily basis.